Alright, hey, yeah, I guess a few days have gone by since I've recorded anything, which is, yeah, starting to learn is the hard part about making some sort of content, is just forgetting to grab your camera and click record every once in a while. But, Kira's sleeping in here, of course. I've, yeah, took out most of these rear panels, took out all the seats, I was talking about that last time, and yeah, things are going pretty good. These are my old tires. I got my Michelin X-Ice winter tires on, so those should do really good, I hope, for a light front-wheel drive van. We hope this isn't too bad in winter, but we'll see. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna pull down this roof liner in the back here, get an idea of what I want to do, but I'm gonna do a custom kind of roof back here anyways. Probably gonna leave the front part of the roof liner, but we'll see. Another thing is I found out this rear air has air conditioning lines running to it. So I went back and forth, and I think I'm just gonna leave it. I've also started playing with this soundproofing mat, sticking it to the panels, which is cool, to help make this really quiet when it's on the road. But yeah, I think with the air conditioning back here, there's 4 roof vents, which I might modify a bit once I pull the roof down and stuff like that. I think it'll keep the van really cool, right? It's almost like having a second air conditioner. So on those hot days, I can, turn the AC on high, obviously with the vehicle running, but, I should be able to keep it hopefully pretty cool in here on a plus 30 day. Especially with the extra insulation that I'm adding, and then maybe even like, putting the window coverings up that will have that Reflectix should help, make it like a little fridge in here, at least for Kira on those super hot afternoons. But yeah, I think the amount of space that this takes up is a bit, it's not huge, like I could make a little cubby there if I took it out, but it's pretty minor, I think, for the payoff of having, a second air conditioner running in here. But yeah, other than that, I did my first inspection. They found a couple other things. There's rear bushings on the rear subframe that are cracked open. I have a picture of them. But yeah, I ordered 2 more from Dubai. There's a company out there that ships parts worldwide, and they have a lot more stock of Japanese vehicle and Asian vehicles. So yeah, they should be here next week, next Wednesday. So I'm hoping to book it in next Thursday, and yeah, hopefully get the final inspection finalized and get this fully plated in Saskatchewan. I just have temporary insurance right now. Other than that, I think, yeah, I'm gonna rip down this roof liner, go over a few things, and then yeah, I just kind of gotta wait till I pass that inspection before I start going crazy. Like, I don't want to cut in this roof vent. I got this Max Air Max Fan Dome Plus. It's a nice little pop top vent that just pops like that, and it moves a lot of air. So yeah, I'll put that in the back corner, I think, over a little countertop right near the front and back, kind of where I'll be cooking, stuff like that. If I'm cooking inside, I have that exhaust fan, and in the hot weather, it's going to pull all that hot air out real quick, and hopefully that works well in combination with the air conditioning. Because yeah, it's a black lab. She gets pretty hot, so yeah. But I think we'll be manageable. It's nice to have options like a second air conditioner. So let's pull down this roof, and I guess we'll go from there. Alright, so yeah, got the roof down. Which, yeah, it's very interesting. Like, I guess looking from where I cut it, like, there is more room on the sides. Obviously, it curves around these vents. But yeah, like, I might pull all these vents out. I mean, I could detach them here. But, like, I might pull it all out and just, I don't know. I could run some sort of movable thing. Like, I don't think there's too much benefit splitting it into 4 points in such a small space. I think most of that's for, like, because you have 4 passengers back here, essentially. You can have each one either closing the vent, opening the vent, or putting the vent right at them. But I think if I just detach all of this from here, and I could run a smaller pipe up and just have some sort of pointable nozzle, I mean, that just gives me more room for insulation and a tighter ceiling since I'm working with limited space. And I can fill insulation flat to these cross, I don't know, ribs, I guess, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, stuff like this, and my head just starts turning and picturing different ways to do it. But, it's all about maximizing space. Like, this is where the seatbelt is, like having something in here, something electronical, stuffing that small little cavity full. There's all this space where the speaker is. So most likely, I'm going to pull this speaker out, pull this bracket off, and make some sort of cubby here, just because it's such a large spot above the wheel well. And, same over here, I have these air conditioning lines, the blower, but still, this speaker could come out, and, again, I can have a fairly big cubby nook, part of a drawer, or just a place to store and put things like electrical, like, say, the battery inverter, the DC to DC charger, which is part of my electrical system that charges my lithium batteries that I'm going to be putting back here. So yeah, that'll be like kind of step 1 before I go much further. It's like once I get everything stripped out, safety passed, it's going to be putting in all the electrical. Also, a diesel heater for these cooler days, I think, is going to be the way to go. Again, I can use the vehicle heat, or I put in the small compact diesel heater with a small diesel tank that is, very popular, and they work very well. I have one, I've played around with one in my camper, but I don't really use it in my camper, since my camper has a furnace. But to put that in here, I mean, you got instant heat and it uses just a little bit of diesel, so yeah, just more planning, prepping, and just waiting for that inspection to pass. So yeah, I'll probably talk to you next week once the inspection's done, and I'm able to do things like cut a hole in the roof, work on my roof rack system, and start cutting holes for like the diesel heater that's got exhaust through the floor, and all the stuff like that's part of the water tank. I want to run on the roof. We'll see how that goes, but we'll talk to you later. Okay, so yeah, it's another day, and yeah, I just went to Home Depot. So I got some lids cut. So this is actually really nice plywood. It's good both sides, 1/4-inch plywood, and the price was pretty good too. It was $44 for an entire 4x8 sheet, and I got them to cut the size to, yeah, kind of fit each lid. And then these lids are going to open like this on each side of the van, which I think is going to work out brilliant. I have gas struts. I got big latches to latch them, kind of latch them down. And then it also has a lock ability. And what else? And then I just went with soft closing frameless hinges for cabinets. So like your cupboard doors in your kitchen. Hard to do this here, but so those will open, I think, a little bit past 90 degrees, and then they're kind of soft closed. So this with the dampers should work out cool. So these will be mounted, I guess, on the inside, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of work around this depth, because this will be thicker than the thickness of this plus my fiberglass board. So I got, I have a work fan here. This is a fiberglass resin board. Kind of light. So this should be extremely durable, thin. I got the other pieces cut to exact size. Just grab this off cut. But that's what it's looking like. So kind of 3/8 plus another 1/16 and plus the bumps. I'm practically 3/8 of an inch. So actually this is the first time I've kind of spaced this out. I bought an anodized aluminum U-channel. So let's see. That's gonna fit over there just nicely. So basically I'm gonna have aluminum edging, and I'm gonna miter these around all 4 sides. So yeah, I'll kind of show that process as I go. And then this anodized aluminum is gonna match kind of close to the anodized aluminum solar panel, which is going to be mounted on this front kind of angle. So all in all, this is going to look so good. I mean, this all peels off. These two materials kind of match. And I'm going to stick with anodized aluminum trim on the box, on anything else in the van. But yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I'll kind of get everything going here, and I'll show you how this box turns out as we go. Alright, so step 1 is to prime these basically lids for the rooftop box. So I mean, I was just scraping off the sticker here, and you can see how soft this is. This is pine. So I could have maybe got fur. It would have been a little bit harder. But I guess we'll see. I have some really good Kills primer. That's not English. Exterior primer, heavy duty, high hide, sealer. So yeah, I mean, this should work really good. This should soak in, give it a nice waterproof, harder finish. So we'll see. But yeah, it's just going to be the underside of the lid. Essentially, that's the exposed part of this wood. Everything else is going to be sealed with fiberglass, and then the aluminum channel. So, I mean, it shouldn't really see much water. Maybe a little bit of condensation and moisture, but I'm not too worried about it. So we'll see how this painting goes. Okay, so yeah, here's one coat of that Kills primer. So yeah, the good one side is on the other side, so this is the rougher side. So I just did a lighter coat because I'm going to be using this kind of fiberglass sheet adhesive on the fiberglass to adhere to this, so I don't want like 3 coats of primer because I want the adhesive to kind of grab the wood as well, I think. So that's what I'm going to do on the rough side, and then yeah, I'm going to put maybe 3 coats on the good side, which is going to be the underside of the lid. That is going to be exposed. So yeah, we'll flip these around in a bit and get putting some coats on the good side. Fix this corner a bit. Oh man, it's hard to paint with one hand. But yeah, I am super impressed. This is 2 coats on the underside of the lid. And yeah, I'm going to do one more, I think. But yeah, like you wouldn't even know this is wood, especially once it's covered in this textured fiberglass. You know, even makes you think, like, do I need the fiberglass on top? Probably could have done 3-4 coats of this, and that would have stood up to the weather pretty good. I mean, the fiberglass sheet was $75, so just an added, you know, layer of protection, and you know, something that's going to look good forever. And like, I really do like this fiberglass board texture, especially with the aluminum, and then whoops the wood grain on the vinyl, this, that. I mean, it's all going to look super good, like, I don't know, professional, and all custom fit finish. I'm excited to see the final look on top of the roof. Not this stupid van though, unfortunately. My van is in the shop, just getting the last of the work done to it and inspection. So it should be ready to go tomorrow, and then yeah, we can get the whole box with the lids glued down on it, and maybe a couple screws, maybe not. I really like the idea of a glue only application of this, and then there's no screws that will rust, anything like that. But we'll do some tests and see how it goes. Alright, and a 3rd coat is looking pretty dang good. I don't want to put any more than that, and I also don't want to put any paint over it, I think, because that might chip off in the future. I think just sticking with this nice bright white primer is going to be the way to go. And this is a nice thick, creamy high hide formula. Mildew resistance. I think it's going to be good. I mean, it might like collect dirt easier because it's a primer. But I mean, I can always reprime it down the road and or paint it down the road, and I think that'll just give me more versatility, knowing that now it's sealed. I don't have to worry. But I think this is, you know, gonna be a good long-lasting finish that's gonna keep it sealed, so I think we'll go with that. Okay, I am super excited on how this is working out. So yeah, cutting this aluminum U-channel is pretty easy, just on a regular chop saw, just go slow. And yeah, so I got the first 2 pieces cut, right? And these are going to be nice mitered corners, and I'm basically just going to glue them on. And then this is my finished panel, right? I'm excited. Like, that looks freaking good. The aluminum accents And then 2 doors on here. I mean, I can't wait to get this all done here tonight. Get the hinges on. I got some different hinges in the end. Just the regular cabinet ones were a little bit tricky because you have to punch a hole. It was an 1 3/8 hole into the cabinet door, basically. So the door, where these are just, yeah, basically screwed on the inside. So these are going to work, I think, way better. And then I got actually basically machine screws and nuts and washers. So all of these are going to be screwed through to the other side, and washer with a nut with Loctite on it. So there's no chance down the road of, say, a wind gust ripping off a hinge, right? Because I'm going to have a bolt going through the full 1-inch material with a washer on the backside and a nut with Loctite. So I think it's just way stronger to attach it that way, and probably the strongest way to attach anything to this is bolt through it. So let's get these lids done and we will go from there. Alright, well, take a look at this. So this is all ready to be glued now. And then of course I can, you know, get these miters nice and perfect and maybe just use masking tape. Once everything's glued, gonna trowel on the adhesive. And then yeah, I'm gonna use silicone, I think, for the aluminum. I have a really good Dowsil. It's an RTV silicone. So I think the majority of this will be, I'll do probably a little finish bead, but I'm gonna fill the U-channel with this silicone. And that should basically give me 100% water seal to the aluminum, to the fiberglass. Should be good. Alright, I'm not going to worry too much about the unevenness, but, you know, it's 3/16 trowel, so roughly getting an even coating. And then, yeah, I will stick down the fiberglass board, and yeah, hope for the best. Alright, so I think even enough. Kind of cleaned up the edges the best I can. Cleaned it off the cement the best I can. So I cleaned the backside of the panel with some methyl hydrate. Yeah, this stuff is sticky. I got a little bit on my fingers. Like, it should be a permanent adhesion. You know, it's going to add about a 16th, maybe a little more of a 16th to the size of this too. So it should be a nice solid panel. Alright, I'm going to stick this on, get the aluminum channels on, put a little bit of silicone in there as well, and then yeah, use methyl hydrate and clean up any excess glue that's touching the fiberglass or the aluminum channel, and I'll show you it after that. Alright, this is working out so good. So yeah, a little bit of silicone in the back of the channel, and then yeah, I can see I put a little bit extra in the corners where the miters are. And then yeah, the adhesive is squishing out. Everything's kind of squishing out. And yeah, these slide on super snug with that extra adhesive and silicone. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna smush it on here. Get all my miters nice and tight. And then clean everything up, get all the adhesive cleaned up. And then yeah, set it. I don't know, I'm going to try to set it upside down, and I don't know, I have like a roller. I might roll it maybe a little bit, make sure all the adhesive is squished and adhered, and then yeah, let her dry overnight. Alright, got everything cleaned up. I rolled all this, like put a lot of pressure with a roller. I got all these miters, I think, close enough. I mean, the sad part is like this is never really going to be seen too much because it's going to be so high up in the air. You're only going to be looking at, you know, the edges. But I am so impressed. I do some good work sometimes. Yeah, clean up the floor. I'm gonna try not to get it everywhere this time because I got, yeah, one more to make. Gotta cut all the aluminum for the one, but yeah, one is complete, so halfway there. Alright, much better this time around. Yeah, a little less messy. I am not an expert with a trowel. Yeah, got the other board here. Wipe it down a little bit better with methyl hydrate. I mean, methyl hydrate fiberglass. I assume that's a good way to clean it. My other option is paint thinner, which I don't really want to start using that because I think that would start maybe eating the finish, because it is a fiberglass resin. But yeah, I haven't really worked with fiberglass before. I didn't even think this board was fiberglass when I initially saw it in the hardware store. But let's see here. Wow. Doing this with one hand. Ooh, a little bit off. Alright, let's see. I wish I had my tripod. It's in my van right now, which is in the shop, like I said. But there. Slide it on there. We'll squish it out, and yeah, we'll get the aluminum channel on here shortly. Alright, so finished product. This is the back side. So this is my 3 coats of the Kills primer. And yeah, I just got all the excess glue stuff cleaned off. So this is the underside. And of course the outside, exterior, the top of the box. So yeah, let's do this real quick. Alright. So, yeah, there we go. Something like that. Line the back up flush was the goal. Of course, this box isn't square. I'm gonna have to make sure I square this box up. I mean, I guess hinging these, I'll be able to square it up. But yeah, I kept it back a little bit on the front because of my angle coming up. There'll be a little bit, hopefully it'll just come up and deflect the air over this perfectly. So there's gonna be like, hopefully, very little drag on this roof system, like little to none. But yeah, man, that looks so good for a rooftop box. I mean, what else could you ask for? But yeah, that might be it for tonight. Let these panels fully dry. I might just do, I mean, it's kind of overkill is to do a little tiny translucent silicone bead on this edge. You know what? I'm probably just going to say no. I put enough back bead that water might get in a little ways, but once it gets to that back bead, you know, it's not wrapping around and getting into the plywood. I mean, I'll think about that. You know, it wouldn't hurt, but just aesthetically, it'll look like, you know, silicone bead on the face, where this looks extremely clean. All right, so yeah, couldn't wait. So back here in the evening. What do we got up here? Looks like 8 degrees, 7 degrees, so not bad for end of October. So yeah, just figuring out these brackets, and a little bit of change of plan is I'm actually bolting them together, and then they can squeeze each other together. And these 1.25" bolts are just long enough with the nut. So I got a little bit of Loctite on the end, and I'll still be able to get, you know, 4 bolts squeezing these hinges together. And I think they're going to work out perfectly. I got about 1/8 there, but 1/16 of that is going to be aluminum, and then that's going to leave another 1/16 or about 1/8 for 1/8" weather stripping. That'll compress on the back side, and I think the spacing is going to work out good because my 1/2" U-channel is going to sit tight here, leaving about an 1/8" gap between the 2 lids. And then I could even look at putting some sort of foam weather stripping between the 2 lids in that 1/8" gap. Maybe put a 1/4" weather stripping in there, and then a, you know, a strip here and a strip here running on here with an 1/8" height. And yeah, I should definitely seal it up. And then I'm going to rely on just, yeah, some other sort of weather stripping around the perimeter, the outside. But yeah, I'll keep bolting on these hinges. I got 8, so 4 each side. And at least, yeah, I can nice and symmetrically mount them, you know, going down the box. And then I also got my struts that'll kind of mount here. I've never done these before, but yeah, I think these are really strong. Like 100, I don't know what it is, N. Like it takes a lot, but I think it'll be nice. You'll unlatch it and it'll just like lift up automatically, what I'm hoping. And then you'll be able to grab it and slam it down. And then, yeah, latch it with these adjustable bad boys, which, yeah, should be good. And I can put a little padlock on them, just for show, really. But, yeah, should be able to lock it. Should be good in the wind with the struts. So if the wind grabs it, it's got 4 hinges and 2 struts. I mean, that's 6 attachment points on these panels. So, yeah, let's see what we can do here. Okay. All right, yeah, that took like an hour. It's crazy how little things can just be so tedious, but I really hope these are gonna work. I think the spacing is good. I got the tops of these brackets like here, flush with the vinyl. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do tonight, because I'm gonna have to drill holes straight through the plywood and the fiberglass. And when I push on this, I know the adhesive hasn't fully dried yet. It might even be good to give it like a good 48 hours. Just because I'm going to be putting a washer out here and the top of the nut, or the bolt, I guess, top of the bolt, and that'll be on the bottom. I'm going to be compressing it, so I want, yeah, the adhesive to be dry. But yeah, fingers crossed. Alright, one more modification before I call it a night. I just jigsawed out. That's the wrong one. I guess this one. Change the angle a little bit. So, let's, I just wanted to lower this. And yeah, look at that now. I mean, I just need... Yeah, I gotta straighten this out a little bit. But anyways, long story short, that sits in there nicely. And I'll be able to, I don't know, basically just put caulking or silicone or weather stripping in that groove, seal it there, and then this is at the lowest profile because I didn't want that solar panel too steep. I want it as flat as possible, but I still want it to be touching the metal part of the van here. But yeah, alright, that's it for tonight, I think. See ya. Alright, it's the next day. So yeah, I had an old rug here, and yeah, flipped it over, and I just lined up the panels and just pre-drilled all the holes for the brackets. And of course, working late last night, you make mistakes. So I got one here and one here of the hinges backwards, but as far as I can tell, they operate the same either way. The holes will be in the same place, so I'm going to try to leave it. With the 2 diagonal ones in the middle being backwards. I'll leave it for now. If not, I can easily just flip them around. But yeah, I'm going to flip this over now and start bolting it on, I guess. Crazy. Alright, so yeah, I got the remainder of the holes drilled out on the panels. Flipped the frame back over, laid this panel out, and yeah, I guess I'll start bolting it together. I got number 10 washers on these number 8 screws. So yeah, I'll have this finished bolt and washer on the exterior of the fiberglass. And then yeah, I'll fill it with silicone underneath, and then I might dab them after with the Sika caulking, the really good RTV stuff caulking that's meant for RVs and roofs, just to seal it up. Yeah, other than that, I got the Voxy back from the shop today. And yeah, it's safetied with these temporary side markers. But yeah, I got the safety sticker. But yeah, I needed these DOT-approved side markers and a DOT-approved tail lamp. So those have to stay on at all times to be legal. As gorgeous as they look, sticking out there. But yeah, we'll get this all mounted up and this will be ready to install after I get these lids screwed on and we can see how it looks.